Hi there, welcome back to the channel, and as you can see, you find me in the glorious surroundings of Howley Hall Golf Club here in Leeds. Now, today we're taking a look at some of the best drivers of 2025. As many of you who are regular viewers to the channel know, we get sent lots and lots of product. It's been a busy start to the year with new stuff coming out all the time for us to review, and I've picked a bit of a short list of my favourite ones that I've tried this year. Now, they may not be the most forgiving, they may not be the nicest looking ones, but they're certainly the ones that I've tried when testing that I've absolutely loved, and some that have surprised me a little bit as well. So there's a couple of curveballs and a few surprises in here, but those of you that are regular viewers to our channel will know which ones those will be. So we've obviously done standalone reviews of all these products, which you can check out on the channel as well to see what we thought when we actually tried them for the first time. We're going to run through a bit of a list of some of our favorite drivers right now, starting with the Titleist GT3. As many of you will be aware, the GT series of drivers from Titleist was released back in 2024, but we got our hands on it for the first time about a month ago. All right, we've done the standalone review, it's on the channel, and I absolutely love this driver. We went down and we got fitted for the whole GT series of metalwood. So I tried the new hybrid, which is just released, the fairways and the driver as well. And GT3 driver came through, I hit it inside in the performance center, really liked it, but then it really came into its own when I got out onto the golf course. I've actually played this driver in a couple of tournaments now, and it's been extremely good. I've got a lot of confidence with it. I seem to be able to work it both ways whenever I want to. I love the look of it. That kind of silhouette that it has and that footprint, the way it sits behind the golf ball, I think looks fantastic. I really like that classic Titleist look on the top of it. Very understated, just with the GT logo on the top there. And I just love everything about it. The feel off the face is great. And we know, those of us that have hit Titleist drivers before, they have a particular sound and feel, and the GT3 delivers that in abundance, really. We've also got this track here on the bottom, so we can actually tune it in a little bit more. So my miss tends to be a little bit towards the toe, so I've put this in the T1 position there, so it just helps me. You can kind of see the T marks on there, a little bit towards the toe. So it helps me get more ball speed from that area of the face where I tend to just miss it a little bit. And I think that's a fantastic feature of this driver and why it's in my list. So next is TaylorMade Qi235 Max. And like I said at the start, there will be a few surprises in here, and this is definitely one. So in the Qi235 range, we've obviously got this, we've got the core model, as everyone's calling it this year, and also the LS as well. But certainly when testing this, the Max seemed to perform fantastically well for me. I was able to get really low spin, and because of that, it was going a hell of a long way. It carried really well, but ran a long distance as well. The ball flight was really controlled, and certainly for me, much better than the previous Qi10 version, which seemed to spin a lot. It went very straight, don't get me wrong, but sort of spun a bit too much for me, whereas this one spun much less, still had that massive forgiveness that we get from that 10k MOI story that we've got, huge footprint, and you know, a driver that just fills you with confidence when you still over it, because it just looks massive. And for many of you out there that don't strike it particularly well, this driver is going to be really, really good. And if you get fitted for it properly and get the right loft combination, this could be a driver that goes a long way for you, but also is very, very forgiving too. One of the features I really loved about it was that chromium carbon look on the crown. I think it's really premium, and I really, really like the look of the Qi35 series from TaylorMade because of that. I just think it's got tons of shelf appeal, and it's a driver that you pick up straight away when you walk into your local golf store. In terms of performance, we've got this weight in the back there, 34 grams of tungsten there, which really drags that CG back in the head and lower, and also increases that MOI, so the 10k. That's one of the main reasons why they're able to get that, the geometry of the head, and shifting the weight as far away from the face as possible, making this extremely stable. So Qi35 is definitely a driver that will be in my list. The next driver I have here is the Wilson DynaPwr Carbon. Obviously an update on the previous DynaPwr range, which was really successful, and I think this looks even better, and certainly the performance definitely matches the looks and the overall design. In terms of technology, we've got that Packer 360 face, so it's much faster. It's very kind of Titleist-esque, I think, in its looks, and I think that is an absolutely massive plus point. I think it looks great. I love the carbon effect on the top of it. The Wilson badging on it looks good. Again, it's got tons of shelf appeal when you see it in the shop. Because of all that carbon, the sound is absolutely fantastic as well. That kind of more dull kind of sound that we'd associate with much more carbon products. What that's enabled the designers at Wilson to do is move the weight around in the head a little bit better. And we've also got movable weights in there too to help even more. So we've got a 3 gram and a 9 gram adjustable weight, so we can shift that around to really change the spin characteristics and the MOI of this driver. So it kind of suits a very broad range of golfer and is a really premium driver for a slightly lower price point than some of the other brands out there. Next on our list is the Srixon ZXi driver. I absolutely love testing this. I thought it looked great sat behind the golf ball. When we hit it, the ball speed was fantastic. I thought the feel off the face was great. It was really stable. We've got sole weighting in there, again, that we can move around and kind of tailor it for the type of ball flight that we're looking for. The iFlex face is really good, so we get loads of ball speed whether we hit it at the middle, the toe or the heel. We've got the LS and the Max version to follow up with another review very, very soon, but the ZXi was fantastic. Next on my list is the COBRA DS-Adapt LS driver. Now, not a driver that's going to suit loads of you out there because it's not the most forgiving one on the market, although it has improved from the previous version in dark speed. I think this driver looks awesome behind the ball. It's a much more compact looking head, really, really nice and small. So for many of you out there, you know, that 445cc kind of slightly more squat, more workable head, I think really suits my eye quite nicely. When we hit it, it's the longest that we've tested this year as well in terms of total distance. I just thought it was amazing. I was swinging it really well on the day and striking it great, and I think that's the secret to these drivers. You've got to hit that LS model very, very well. If you kind of explore the club face a little bit, you might see some drop-offs in performance, but certainly on the day that I got to test it, and since when I've hit it on the golf course, it's been a really solid performer. I absolutely love the look of it. It's obviously packed with technology as well, so the hot face technology and definitely that Future Fit 33 system that Cobra have introduced this year means that you can really tweak it and kind of custom fit it for any level of golfer as well. Like I say, not the most forgiving and probably won't be on everybody's list, but I absolutely loved it. Next on my list is the Ping G440 LST driver. Now, the low spin technology that this provides is extremely good. I mean, when I tried the standard G440 Max and the SFT model, the more draw biased version if you like, I thought they were great in terms of forgiveness, but really couldn't get the spin down low enough to get the kind of distance that I was looking for. And certainly when you watch the review that we did of those two models, you will see that. But after testing the LST, I can tell you that performed significantly better for me. I was able to lower the spin, still get loads and loads of forgiveness in a head package and design that was just a little bit more aesthetically, to me, just looked a little bit nicer. Now we've obviously got that carbon fly wrap that we've got on the crown. It's the best Ping driver I've ever hit, bar none. I think the performance was very, very good. The spin was nice and controlled, and like I say, I thought the looks was really nice. I'm still not a big fan of that turbulated design on the top, and I think I would take a lot of convincing to put it in the bag, but certainly looking at the numbers, they really speak for themselves. So last but by no means least is the Callaway Elyte Triple Diamond driver. This is going to be in a hell of a lot of people's golf bags this year. It suits a really broad range of golfer, even though it's that lower spin and traditionally slightly smaller compact design. I think there's lots of you out there that are going to fit into this driver. Not only is it extremely forgiving across the face with that AI 10X technology, where remember we've got 10 times the amount of testing and kind of data points that Callaway have used to make sure that this face performs everywhere that we're likely to strike it. And let's face it, we don't all hit it out the middle. The distance and the forgiveness that you get out of this model is absolutely fantastic and really does stack up well against the Elyte and the Elyte X model, which are obviously aimed at the slightly sort of mid to higher handicapper range with that little bit more forgiveness and maybe a bit more draw bias in there as well. We've obviously got the movable weights in there, and the thermoforged carbon crown allows Callaway to move weight around the head, making this perform even better. Hopefully you've enjoyed that little rundown of my favorite drivers that I've tested this year so far. Let us know what you think. Drop us some comments in that comment section below. I want to hear about the drivers that you absolutely love. Are there any in this list that you really desperately want to get, or maybe have already bought in 2025? Let us know, and we'll see you all very, very soon.